Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year. If I haven't seen you in since the beginning of the new year, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's Day. I mean, thank God we're alive.
Yes, we've seen
thank
another day.
Yeah, thank God. We're here and we're able to see another day, each and every freaking day. We give God the glory. We give God the thanks. Gotta thank Him. Gotta thank Him. Gotta thank
And
Him.
let's
Gotta.
not waste it. Let's live it.
Yes. So yeah, let's just our message today is gonna be a little. It's not. I think we probably touched on it a little bit, but we just want to expand on this particular topic, maybe because it was brought to my attention. Um, and not only that, is also want to talk about this new year. I don't believe in New Year's resolution or whatever.
Resolutions. I
I
don't
don't
even.
I don't do those. I like to set goals, you know, but for a new year, no matter the type of person that we are, okay, no matter we might have a trait about us, we might have a behavioral imbalance or balance about us, but we can also learn to be better. We can learn to be better. We can choose to do few things different in our lives, and not just be the same old, same old, same old, you know.
I think if we focus more on who we are, then we're not focusing on all the yeah that's going on everywhere else, and we're trying to improve the situation instead of making it worse.
Yeah. So that's yeah, so we're going to be touching on that. And if you guys, like I said, you always, when we do this, this is our second season. And throughout the first season, we also said, if you guys feel that there's something that you want to us to talk about, you know what, we don't call people's name. If it's a topic, all you can do is just email me, safeherefirst@gmail.com. Not gonna be calling your name. We're just gonna talk about the topic, and that's what we're doing here. Whatever topic we talk about, if it's your experience and you want to share it, that is good,
It's your
because
story to tell.
it's your story to tell. And if you want to share it, feel free to share it in the chat. We'll read it if we can get to it. But even if we don't read it, guess what, somebody in the chat is reading it, and it will help them as well. you know if you don't want to tell your story, that is fine. That's fine. You can keep it to yourself. But if you want to learn um from other people's experience and other people's story, then that's fine. You can learn about it as well. And it's up to you what you do with the information. Myself and Angie, we always say this when we start our show, we do not say we know what we are talking about. One,
Not on a professional level, no.
not at all. One, we're probably talking from experience. Two, we're talking because we know somebody that experienced it. Three, we're only talking about it because we were told about it. You know, I do not have that level to advise you on what you should do. I will tell you what I think should happen, and I think
What
Angie
I would do in the situation, I might would relay that to you, but I would never
tell
tell
you,
you
hey, yeah,
what
go
to
do
do.
this, go do that. No, it's up to you. Although if sometimes when I talk, I might talk in like, yeah, I'm telling you to go do it, but basically I'm not. You have to cipher the conversation and pick out what is good for you and run with it. And if it does help you, then that is fine. it will help you. But if you feel that that advice wouldn't help you, then that's fine as well. But seek professional help somewhere else in order for that to help you, because we don't want people to be in a situation where they can't find help at all. It's good and dandy to listen to what we're saying, but at the end of the day is, if you find yourself in, or if you find yourself in that situation, or you are already in that situation, it's up to you to like say to yourself, what am I going to do with this information? You can always go read up on all this information online, or you can talk to a professional to help you.
Because what helped us may not help you in the same way.
Or
And
somebody
we would
else's.
not want harm to come to you or you to get worse or something would happen. And we're saying right now, that's not what we're trying to do. We're just here for a safe place for people to come and tell their story.
Yeah. And we just hear and we learn from each other. So that's what we're doing. If you, like I said, you want us to talk about something that you feel we could share, you can always email us and we'll talk about it. Like I said, we don't have to mention your name unless you want to mention it. And if you talk about it in the chat, that is because you are letting that information out about yourself. And don't, let me tell you, nobody's gonna, I don't think, since we've been talking and people have been saying, yes, I've been through this situation, we've ran with it and laughed about it or talked about it.
No, it's very serious. Yeah.
We have never done that. We learn after myself and Angie gets off here, we close the book on that chapter unless it's brought up again. We close the book and we move on. That's how we do it. Sometimes,
and it's not a reflection on you how we feel toward you after that, because you're still the same. Whether whatever you tell or what, it's not like we're thinking, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened, and we feel different, because I know I don't. I mean, you're still the same person when you came into the chat as when you leave the chat to me. I mean, that's just the way I feel.
Yeah. So, and if this chat, when you listen to it, is not for you, we're not here to judge anybody.
No.
We're just talking from experience. If you feel that, oh, I think they're talking about me, well, we're not talking about you. You're not that special.
It might have a guilty conscience if that's the case.
Maybe you are doing it. Maybe you are doing it.
And you might need to think about changing your behavior or something. I mean, I've lived through that myself.
Yeah. You might think about, they're talking about me. So what do I take from this? Maybe I need to change the way I behave, the way I talk to people, or, that's up to you.
Yeah, don't get upset about it and go against it. Just kind of think, well, maybe there's something there I need to reflect on. And if you come back and say, oh, no, it wasn't me, then it wasn't you.
If you don't say anything in the chat, we wouldn't know it was you in the first place.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just don't, keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. We're not talking about you. So don't make it look like we're talking about you. We don't know your story or whatever. We're just talking from experience. Now, this topic I'm going to talk on, I know that my mail lady, she doesn't watch my show. Okay. She's just probably too tired because she works 6 days a week. And the only time she gets to rest is Sunday before she gets back on her busiest route, which is my route. But every time I see her, we get a chance to talk. And when we spoke last week, that when she spoke to me, this is not the first time she's told me her situation. And then I remember I have been in that situation, but from experience, I knew how to handle it. But other people don't know how to handle it. So I had to advise her on what she needed to do, which I will tell you when I start the story. Okay, so that's about it. If you feel the heat is too much for you to handle, quietly leave. That's all I'm saying. But this is the drama show. So if you decided you want to make drama about it, look, today that's fine with me. Like I said,
We're down for it,
we're
but
down for the drama today.
just
We're not,
know that we're going to say something in return, and if you're going to be willing to accept what that's going to be.
yes. So we're down to talk about it today. But guess what? Don't come talk about it with me tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Not gonna be. I'm not. No. I'm selling. I'm trying to make money during those days. Today, I'm not making any money. So you're free to bring your drama. We'll address it. Okay.
And
All
it
right.
may not be as big as you think it is. It may not even be that big.
Mm-hmm. All right. So before we start, let me say a quick hello to those of you in the chat. I see we have 20 people, but we might not have all 20 people in the chat. We might have lurkers. So welcome, lurkers. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Wonder Woman. Good to see you, Wonder Woman. Welcome, welcome. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Claudette. Hi, Claudette. Good to see you. Welcome, Ashley. And Ashley's been a member for 16 months. Mwah, mwah.
Yay, Ashley.
You, Ashley. Thank you for supporting my channel. As soon I'm gonna be I don't know if I should do a video or do a live for my channel members, because I want to move, want to do a lot of different things for my channel members, because you guys are supporting my channel and I appreciate you so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's see who is Little Debbie. Hi, Little Debbie. Welcome in. Little Debbie put out a video, so make sure you go watch those videos she put out.
I started watching her videos. I really did. I started watching them.
Yeah, especially it's like she transport you into, like, especially if you don't live in that area, where you see a pond.
I'm enjoying them. I comment on most of them that I watch too.
Yeah. It's nice. So if you haven't seen those, make sure you follow Little Debbie and watch those. All right, let's see who. Shanika. I don't know why Shanika is always coming in my mouth. Good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. Happy New Year. That is for you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're well. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's see who else is here. Hey, Miss Josie. Don't forget, Miss Josie, she goes live Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And she also has a show with It's Me, Angie, on the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard
Ella,
Time.
I want to tell everybody about that too. It's not going to be like yours and mine. It's not. I don't want people to think that. You and I fly from the hill. We have a more drama oriented kind of deal. This is going to be more informative on a different subject. It's going to be once a month. One month it's going to be on hers. The next month it's going to be on mine. Same way you and I are doing. We're switching up this year.
Well, make sure you get it ready, because in 2 weeks' time it's on your show.
So
you send me the StreamYard link.
Oh, don't worry. And so I just want everybody to know it's going to be good. And it's going to be a real good chat, but I don't want them to think they're going to get the same thing that we do over there, and it's just going to be a repeat, because it's not going to be like that.
Okay, yeah. So they know it's going to be a whole total something different.
Yeah.
Kraken Mary, Happy New Year, Kraken Mary. Hi, is Kraken. Good to see you, Kraken Mary. Happy New Year. How you doing? Wonder Woman said, I'm an open book, so no stories here, only volumes.
Yeah.
Hi, John. Good to see you, John. Wow, did you guys see John? He's been selling lately.
He did excellent on Johnny's. He did great.
Really well. I saw him yesterday on what's the lady Angie's channel as well, so he's doing well. He's gonna be on my channel on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yes. Good.
So he's gonna be good to see you, John. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's see. John said my ears is ringing. You're talking about me.
Yeah, John, you're the number one. You're it for this week. Yeah.
Yeah, we listen and we don't judge. No. Hi, we don't judge. Hi, Sheila. Oh, is it Shirley?
Shirley.
Okay. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Shirley, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Laylo. Mwah. Good to see you, Laylo. How you doing? Welcome in. All right, all right, all right. Let's talk. Let's talking to her. You delaying my package to me.
He's saying, "Don't talk to your mail lady. You're delaying his package."
Yeah, she's not she picks up, but she has to do she has to put all the other mails in the boxes. So yeah. All right, Giovanni finding treasures. Hi, Giovanni, guys. Giovanni put out a video. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go see it. He was doing an unboxing. And if you're not sub to him, please make sure you sub so we can bring him up to 500 subscribers. Giovanni is going to be doing more unboxing and also auctions on his channel as well. So make sure you are sub. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where have you been, lady? Diana! Happy New Year. Oh my goodness. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh my goodness. So much love. Where have you been, lady? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh my goodness, Glummer's Closet! Happy New Year! Gosh, Glummer's, mwah, mwah, mwah. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. This is for you.
Thank you for the super chat. 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 Super, super, super chat. Super, super, super chat.
Glamour's Closet. Good to see you, Glamour. If you're not following Glams, you better follow. She does live on her channel. She does auctions as well. And she is definitely going to be a guest on one of my auctions coming up soon. So make sure you follow. All right. Oh, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Hi, Pam's Treasures. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Happy New Year. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. All right. Make sure you check Pam's Treasure out. She does auctions with Miss Josie as well on Mondays. I think that she's going to be live with her on Monday. So make sure you check her out. I think they come on, if not
Friday also. Also, they do Friday.
They do Friday as well. Okay, yeah. I know Miss Josie go live Monday, Friday, and Saturday. But I know I see Pam more on her show on Mondays, because Fridays I'm still live.
Oh yeah, you go all day on Friday.
All right, let's see who else is here. Question: does Jim and Julie have a channel? Anyone? I don't know. They probably do have a channel, but I don't know if they're active on their channel. I know they're gonna be live on my channel coming up. But you probably will find them I think Tuesdays, if the Buddha chick is still doing auctions. She does just like how I do like the community auction. She does something similar, and they normally sell on there on Tuesday, so you find it there. All right, Lucy's World. Good to see you, Lucy. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? All right, all right, all right.
So good to see all y'all in here.
A reselling channel. Sorry, what did you say?
I said it's so good to see everybody in here.
Yeah, I consider starting a reseller channel, but I just see so much drama on YouTube that I haven't ventured out to start selling. Well, if you want to start selling, you don't want to mix your channel with drama. Even when that's the reason when you come to my live, when I'm selling, I always say, please don't bring drama, because
You
once
have
I'm
to nip
selling
it in the bud to begin with. You
to begin
cannot let
with,
anything slack, because once you let it slack, they just gonna take you over.
yes. And then guess what? People are there asking questions with that person about the drama in the chat, and meanwhile you're trying. Let me tell you, I was famous for shutting down my live because I was showing an item and this person was causing drama in my chat. Now I'm showing this item that I know that would have sold like that, but because people were so concentrating on the drama, I decided that, okay, it's drama you want to listen to, go ahead. And I shut down the live, because that's it. So you're going to have to make sure that in the beginning, just like we tell people, we bid in $2 increments. Make sure you're in live chat, not top chat. You got to make sure you let people know this is a free place, or business. You don't attract drama, you don't bring drama, so nobody should bring drama. So that's what you got to do.
And it's better for you to hurt their feelings than you to get your feelings hurt. So you
Yes.
might as well just shut it down.
Mm-hmm. A woman, when she is being AZ Cans. Happy New Year, AZ. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, all right, all right. Hey, guess what? Thank you so much for the super sticker, Miss Josie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I appreciate you. This one is for you.
Thank you for the super chat. 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 Super, super, super chat. Super, super, super chat.
Oh, I appreciate you, Miss Josie. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. All right, Lucy already dropped the Buddha Chicks link for the matchup sales with guests. That is where you will find Jim and Julie on there. Gloria! Good to see you, Gloria. Welcome. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Mwah, mwah. All right. So I think I caught up.
You did catch up.
Yes. All right. So we know that Tracy Cake is coming on at 6:15. So we're gonna try and talk about this and see how we can go far with this. All right. So the topic I actually wanted to talk about is well, I'll let Angie tell you guys.
Okay, so when Ella, she expressed to me, she was kind of telling me the story about her mail lady, which I want her to tell that story. But what we're going to talk about is narcissistic behavior, people that try to not physically abuse you, but emotionally and mentally attack you. And that can be worse than physical. And people that do that are 9 times out of 10 narcissistic. And we just want to cover that with you all. It's probably going to go into something else, and that's fine. But I'm going to let her tell that story.
Yeah. Okay. So narcissistic behavior. Everybody probably know what a narcissist is. Okay. And like I said, I've experienced one myself. Okay. But then it is like, how do you deal with people like that? Some people have been in physical abuse, a relationship like physical abuse or a mentally abused relationship. And sometimes they move from there to another abusive relationship. It might not be physical, but it's probably is mental as well. So let's start this topic off. I was talking to my mail lady. It's not the first time, and she would talk about her boss mentally, emotionally abusing her. Not only, while they're in the office, she's talking to her, but also among her colleagues as well. Hi, Susanna. Good to see you. Among her colleagues as well, which is like you're always trying to bring somebody down for something. And it is really getting to her, you know. that abuse is really getting to her. Hi, Joanne. That she's even thinking about it's maybe it's about time, because the mental abuse has been going on for like I would say for about a year now, okay, that I know of, because she's always like complain like, oh, the guy left for some reason. I don't know what he did. I think he did something that I don't know whether he was suspended for it, because she didn't talk about him for a while. And then now she just all of a sudden started talking about him again, and she's just like up to here with it. And so she wanted me to know that, hey, if you don't see me, that this is the reason, be said, because she's just had enough of it. So this guy will just talk down. This woman is, I'm probably about maybe a year or 2 years older than her, or she's probably maybe about a year older than me. So basically, I'm turning 58 in March. So this lady, she probably we're the same age, or she's a year older than me. And then you have this young guy, okay, that thinks because he works in the freaking post office and sit behind the desk, could just mentally and emotionally abuse this woman.
If you have to belittle someone or put them down in front of other people and make yourself be lifted up to make yourself look better, you have a problem. Because most of the time, if you're a boss, which when I always wanted to encourage, lift people up, make them understand that even though they made a mistake, it can be fixed, and we're going to work with them to fix it, not down them in front of their colleague, their other workers and all that. That's humiliating.
It is, and like I said, yeah. Hi, Jessica. Welcome in. Thanks for sharing us out. Hi, Mary P. Welcome in. It's just really annoying, okay, that you had to deal with somebody just mentally abusing you for something that you probably did not do, and all the time. And the funny thing, they come into work and then they behave like, oh, like they never abused this person. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, how are you? They talk to you so nicely. That's what a narcissist is. And they push the blame for something they've done. They push it onto somebody else.
And they make you feel like you're under a microscope. They're watching every move you make. You're afraid to really be yourself because you don't know what they're going to do or say. So you become something that you're not used to being.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad. And let me tell you, it doesn't only happen because we're dating people, like people in a relationship. It could happen when you have a friend. A friend could do the same thing, to you. I know somebody that is a friend, okay, and they do the same thing to this other friend of theirs. They talk down to them. They, it might not be abusive, but it's like the way they talk to them is like, you're no good.
Yeah, disrespectful and
disrespectful. Yeah. And it's like whatever the person is doing, like they're no good. And guess what? All the person is trying to do is help them for something that doesn't have nothing to do with them. But meanwhile, they get talked down to. I was in a situation like that as well, where this person, all I'm trying to do is help this person, but this person gets angry so quickly, gets frustrated so quickly. They turn the tables around and want to blame you for something you never said or you never do.
Yeah, they say if you wouldn't have done this or you wouldn't have said this, I wouldn't have reacted this way and I wouldn't have done this. They always twist it around where you started it. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't cause you to be angry.
And it was like, well, I was only trying to help you. And so some people are not able to deal with it. Some people now, because they've suffered so much abuse, they now think, oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, I must have done something wrong. And
if that person needs that job and they need that income and they're afraid to say anything because they may lose their job, that is even worse because that income they need,
Yeah. Like this woman, she needs that income. She needs it. And so that's why she has put up with this physical, sorry, not physical, but this mental abuse from this guy that is supposed to be her boss, and it's like now she's like over it. It's not matter of like,
you can only take so much, and then you're gonna start pushing back.
My granddaughter's baby daddy is a major narcissist. We call him Diquid. Well, I don't know how. I hopefully, you guys are able to stand up and able to deal with it.
Ella, by her telling you, she has taken the first step on being able to get rid of it and handle the problem.
Yeah.
If she would have kept it inside and not told anybody, it would have that's why I'm telling the chat. Do not keep it inside. Find someone that you trust, someone that you know that will be there for you, and tell them how you feel.
Yeah. I had to tell her, you got to write it down. I said,
that's a good one.
I said, you need to report this guy. Every time she's been talking to me about this, like I said, for about a year now. And this last time I had to tell her, I said, let me tell you, get a notepad. When the guy is talking to you, when you leave that office, make sure you go and write everything down.
Or record him without him knowing about it.
That's what I told her too. I said, you see this phone? It's got a recording there. When you go in, hold it. I do the same thing. I will hold my phone and this person will be talking and I'm recording the
Now, I will say I come from a state that as long as I know that I'm recording the other person, it's legal. But some states do not have that. So be careful with that.
But that's the thing. You're recording it so that when you can go write it down, you can write it down. If you come from that state, that's fine. But if you write it down, nobody's going to say, you got to write it down.
Yeah, if you don't document it, it never happened. It never happened.
As far as you can detail the conversation and write it down, if you are not going to remember everything, record it and then go write it down. If you come from one of those states, record it and then go write it down, because it will be your ticket. Let me tell you, that happened to me at a job. Okay. And I was wondering why I wasn't get promoted. And then when I confronted them, after they're telling me I'm a hard worker, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden they're going to say to me, oh yeah, every 2 weeks I'm having a review. They say, yes, you're doing a good work. And then after 3 months, my final review come in, they're blaming me for something I did not do. So now when I went to say, hey, this is not, I bring up my, because every time we had that sit down discussion and they write stuff out, I always ask them for a copy. So when they did my final report and the review didn't match my final report, I used to keep quiet and move on. And all the time I noticed it had happened. And I got the strength to speak up one day. I took them to the union and I won my case. Guess what? I learned from somebody else that happened to them, and the lady was writing everything down. So I started writing stuff down.
That's right.
So everything I was writing down with dates and everything. And then I was able to take it to the union and they were able to look at it. And yes, they said, go stay at home for a week. We'll find you another job in a different department.
It's got to form a pattern. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be more than just one time. It's got to be a pattern of events.
You got to record it. You got to record. Like I said, I had somebody that was here, the total narcissist person. Okay. That was never satisfied. Every time you do something for them, they just feel that you're supposed to be doing everything for them. It's like, no, you do your shit. I do my shit. That's how it's supposed to be. If I can help you, I will help you. But not making it look like I am supposed to help you. No, it doesn't work.
Like they're entitled. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was this mental abuse. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to deal with this mental abuse. And then when I started noticing the first month, the second month, it was a pattern. I had to record stuff down. I said, because if I don't record it, nobody's going to believe me. So I had to start recording it. And then it got to one point, I had to let them know. I said, I record you. Let me play the shit that you were saying. You
And
know,
don't think there's not a way out, because there is.
there is. And then let me tell you, after months and months and months, I got so tired. It was like, you know what? Pack your shit and leave. This is my house. Pack your shit and leave. You got to be strong. You got to be strong. And that's what I was telling the mail lady. You got to be strong and report this guy, because the job alone is stressful enough than to have somebody that's a narcissist abuse you.
And she might not be the
With a
only
job.
one. And she probably isn't the only one.
Yeah.
So she may open the door up for other people to speak up.
Yeah. If that lady didn't do it speak up in that job I was in, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it in, and I was going to work, and it's just like, I hate going to work, because it was just like somebody's just there mentally and emotionally abusing
Oh,
you.
I have felt like I was under the microscope before.
Yeah, you got to watch everything you say, everything that you do. Little Debbie say work abuse really suck. It does. And it's like people not really doing what they should do in order to try to get out. They feel, oh, if I speak up, I might lose my job. Or no, you got to get self-respect for yourself, and say enough is enough. I mean, look, I'm working for you. Don't mean that you have to put me down.
Right.
Oh, Susanna say, I have to say, you as a person give others the power to abuse you. Stop giving them the power. And that is so true. That is so true. People give people the power to let them abuse you.
Yeah,
like,
they know how far they can go with you. They know.
So if you give them the power, and you know what? They're very slick. They talk to you rude, pull you down, and then next minute, 5 minutes later, they come talk to you as if nothing like that ever happened. And they talk to you like, hey, so how you doing? You want to go out for dinner? Oh, meanwhile, they only just put you down, make you look like shit. And then they turn around like nothing ever happened. And then they come around and say, well, you know what? I just want to say I'm sorry. But you know what? If you did do this, if you did this. And I was like,
and they make you look bad in front of others too.
Yeah, it's like, how is that apology genuine? That apology is not genuine at
No.
all, because they apologize and then turn around trying to blame you for their behavior. All right. Hi, Lindsay. Welcome in. If it's your boss, what do you do? Well, you know what? If it's
he has a boss or she has a boss, there's somebody above them.
There's somebody above them. There's somebody you report it to. You gotta report it to. And if you feel that because if that's him and he's the owner of the business, you know what? Find another job, because you're gonna be miserable. Imagine you trying to get up in the morning 7:30 and you think, oh, you're gonna go to this job where they're gonna abuse you mentally and emotionally.
And I know bosses protect bosses. That group up there, they protect each other from different things, but you can find a way to break through. Either leave the job or keep fighting to get, keep your job and just keep fighting to prove that whatever's happening on the job is not correct.
Let me tell you, it's Lalo said most of the time is when you have to depend on that person, work or relationship.
That is true. That is true. Do you think you do? You think they've done got you in a space where you think you can't live without them, or you think you can't not have another job? I mean, you were looking for a job when you found that job.
Yes. So why can't you look for another one?
Yeah, you're gonna find another job.
You gotta show that at the end of the day, they're the one that needs you. You don't need them. You're gonna have to show some attitude, even though you need the job, you need the money to pay your bills. You're gonna have to, act tough sometimes, or behave in a way that, excuse me, did you just say something? Yeah. No. I had to say
something. Shock them when you do say something, because a narcissist does not like for you to call them out on anything.
No, they do not like that. They do not like that at all. Let me tell you, I have called somebody out on their behavior and whatever. It's because, you know what? I don't give a damn. I don't owe you. I'm not working for you. You got your own business. I got my own business. I'm not going to be doing everything for you, and you're not going to learn how to do stuff yourself. And you think you're going to be calling on me 24/7 to do something for you. And if I decided that I'm not going to do it for you, now I'm the bad person. So be it then. You
Well, in
know,
the relationship, if it was between a male and a female, you're not this person's mama.
yeah.
I mean, they're supposed to be an adult.
Yeah. So it's like you're in a relationship. So if this person is depending on you, or are you the one depending on this person? Are you one trying to be dominant in the relationship, trying to tell them what they needed to do? Then you got to change your ways. You know, you got it. It shouldn't be like that where you're all of a sudden you're in that type of relationship or friendship, and it's stressful for you because somebody is mentally abusing or emotionally abusing you. No, you
And if
don't
you're
need.
not willing to step back and look and say, well, maybe it is me, and you're just, I hate to say it, but hell bent that it's not you, then, that's a problem, because that is narcissistic. I mean, you should, even if it's not you, you should step back and say, okay, well, let me just look at this. But most narcissistic people will not do that. They're just determined that they have done nothing wrong.
Yes,
It's
that's what
all
they do.
you. Yep.
Yeah,
And
and they
they
want
will
to
never
stay.
apologize. They will
Yeah,
never
they never.
apologize.
Oh, and that's what I'm saying. They're sneaky because, like I said, that's happened to me. They're so sneaky in the way they apologize, and then you'll be thinking they're apologizing, but guess what? They turn it around and say, "Well, if you just did what I asked you to do in the first place."
Right.
So, what kind of apology is that?
That's not an
You know,
apology.
that's not an apology. You say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't really mean to talk to you like that. I didn't mean to be rude. I didn't mean to scream at you. I didn't mean to shout at you. I didn't mean to make
I'm
you
gonna
cry."
try to do better.
Yeah,
I'm.
but once you hear the but, oh, that's it.
It negates everything you said before that when you say but.
All right. Oh yes, they twist everything around, and then you are the bad person, and they are so. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, they become the victim. They
Yeah.
become the victim.
Yeah, they become the victim all of a sudden, and then they go announcing to the whole world that they are the victim.
Oh,
And
yes.
meanwhile, they're the one that started that in the first place. Like I said, I've been through it at work, in friendship, and relationship. I've done all the threes. I've been in it. You know,
I have
and let me
to.
tell you, I grew stronger, and with each one, I grew stronger and stronger, and know that never again, if I come across another person that is like that or treat me like that, that's it. They don't even get a chance with me. The first time was at the job, and you know what? I took that abuse so much that I got tired of it. I had to report it. The second one was another job. And I just thought, what the heck? And then the last one was a relationship. And I said, you know what? I've been there, done that. We're not doing this one. We're not doing it. Not doing it. Because guess what? They're the one that's going to make your blood pressure go high. You're going to be so stressed.
Don't make yourself sick over someone else. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I had to quit one of the best jobs I've ever had due to workplace sexual harassment. You see?
Oh, my goodness.
That one is the worst of all. That is the worst of all. But you had the encouragement. It's not the money. It's not a matter of how the people, the friends. It's just like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm not going to be in this workplace and be treated like that. So it's about time to say goodbye,
Right.
Debbie, you look at him square in the face and tell him to stop, and then you record them. Yes.
Right.
Thank God for record. That's why I said, keep your receipts because you're going to need it. People don't even know where the recording shit is on the phone. Find it on your phone and use it. I've been using, let me tell you, since I got mobile phone, I've been using a mobile phone or cell phone, whatever we choose to call it.
Back in 2013, when Taylor was a senior in high school, the basketball coach was abusing some of the girls on the basketball team. So I was going to go talk to the principal about it. And I know he used to be a coach, and coaches protect coaches. So I put my phone down in here and had it on record and recorded him without him even knowing the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it all came down to it, I had to go to the higher principal that was above him. And I just pulled my phone out and I said, I got it all right here on tape. And her eyes got really big. She listened to it. But I'm telling you, that coach lost her job because she was abusing these young girls, telling them to take their tops off and just putting them down about their up here, what they look like and all that. And nobody believed the young girls telling it. They took the coach's side. But at the end of the year, she lost her job.
I understand, AZ. At the end of the day, it's just like, enough is enough. Enough is just enough. Little Debbie says in corporate world is different. They keep the abuser and send to a different. Yes. That's what happens. Even in government jobs, that's what happened. What they do is they'll just send you to a different department, so you don't get to see.
Let's just sweep it under the rug.
Sweep it under the rug. But guess what? After a while, they probably give that abuser a warning. After a while, that abuser is doing it again to somebody else. Unless if that abuser is the boss, and then somebody new comes in. Yes, that's what they're going to do to that person because they knew. They're going to do it to that person. And my mind went blank when I
couldn't think of my name.
Oh, okay. Hi, Wildflower. Hi, Nancy Smith. Welcome in. Ella, good for you. Yes, it's just like, you know what? I had enough. And I was like, get out. Get out. Get out. Because my stress level, I stopped taking blood pressure medication because my doctor told me my blood pressure was stable. But man, this incident that I was in, my blood pressure was high. Even I almost passed out. It's like, wow, this is not good for my health. It's not good. I have to do something, And sometimes, no matter how much you love the person, because that's one thing when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, no matter how much you say you love that person, you got to be strong. Because you're going to tell yourself that, it's going to be okay. It's going to change.
You got to love yourself more than you love that person.
Yeah. You're going to say, just like when you are in a relationship where at the end of the day, you're in a marriage and you'll be thinking, it's going to work out. I was in a marriage. I didn't know my husband had financial issues. It wasn't like he was spending money on women. He was drinking, smoking, dating, nothing. He don't do none of those. But he don't know how to budget his money. And so because of that, we lost our home. We talked about it a couple of days ago. When he called me, we talked about it. We talked about it. But because I didn't know that he was, but guess what? Every time I go and I clear the bills, we're back to square one again with him just not taking, so it was really abusive when it comes to money, to the point that I thought, okay, it would be good. And then I said, gosh, I should have left in the first year. I should have left in the second year. You know what? The fifth year in this marriage, I should have left. And guess what? When the shit now hit the fan, 10 years into this marriage, my name was put on when somebody that said they love you and then they put your name in debt that you don't have nothing to do with, and they transfer their debt to you. That debt could send you to jail. That was what happened to me. That was that for me, that was in itself was abuse in itself. And I had to leave. And I said, if I don't leave, I don't know what's going to happen. So I had to leave.
Well, in this situation that I was going through, Taylor would come home and tell what was going on. But she had a good foundation at home, so she was surviving. But what about those young girls that didn't have a good situation at home and they were taking all this in, what this coach was doing to them, and their parents wasn't taking up for them, and they tried to do something to themselves, you know?
Yeah. A narcissist cannot accept any constructive criticism. No, they
Nope.
always think they're right. They always, even when they are wrong,
They're
they
right
always,
fighters. Yep.
they always think that they're right. And they lash out like a snake and turn it around when you thank you.
And just because you get loud doesn't mean you're right. The
Yeah.
louder you get doesn't mean that you're more right. That's what I don't understand about people that's narcissistic.
Yeah.
They want to get loud and loud. And it's like, wait a minute, just because you get loud doesn't mean that you're right.
And so that's so funny. And I've seen it happen, not just I was watching somebody on YouTube, okay? And the way they talk down to this person on their YouTube channel, I was like, what? And this person couldn't even say, hey, don't talk to me like that. I'm not just trying to help you. They talk down to this person, like the person from the conversation, you can tell that this person, whatever happened, had nothing to do with this person. Okay, had nothing to do with this person at all. This person actually needed the help. And I mean, I was like, I need to get out of this. I said, I can't be on here and watch this crap.
I would have said, you need to reel it back in because we're on YouTube and I'm not taking that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to type in, but I'm like, you know what?
No, the person that was on the screen should have handled it. You know what I'm saying?
They could have said, hey, you know, but it's like, hold up. And you know what? And I couldn't type in the chat, but there were people in the chat didn't even type and say nothing. You got women there, you got men there, and you can clearly hear this person being
aggressive.
Emotionally
Sounds like aggressive.
Emotionally abusive to this person. Nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. And then they come back the next day like everything like hunky-dory. I was like, no way. I ain't gonna have that person on my panel. You know, I'm not gonna have that person on my panel. Forget it. You know, forget it. Not doing that. That's why I chose to work nights. I put the manager of my department on intercom system so everybody could hear him, and he ended up getting fired. You see? Sometimes you gotta let people know.
Take a stand.
You gotta take a stand. You gotta let, these are the idiots that we deal with.
Because they're gonna keep coming. Yeah.
Hi, Carol. Welcome. Happy New Year. Good to see you. I've been listening and watching on the TV and had to sign on here.
Good.
I imagine. Okay, 17 years married to a narcissist. It's never his fault. He tries and what's that word? Sometimes to get me fired from work. Finally, just before I sent him back to his folks, he admitted.
Oh, he tried and succeeded.
Because
he tried and succeeded on her getting fired.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be there to taking care of him. Oh my goodness.
He had me to get fired because he was supposed to be there taking care of him. Oh, she was supposed to be there taking care of him. Okay.
Yeah. So you see, a narcissist will go so far to damage your life.
Oh, and your reputation.
Everything.
And make you think that you're losing it. All this stuff.
You see? 17 years. And sometimes we say to ourselves, there's a reason why we sometimes you say, oh, why did you stay there 17 years? Because sometimes, you can ask me, Ella, why did you stay in your relationship that many months or many years? It sometimes in the beginning is kind of hard. It's like, hold up, is this thing really happening?
Or you might think they're going to change, which they are not.
let me tell you, in the beginning, you never know you never know that person, whether it's your co-worker, your manager, your husband, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, is a narcissist. In the beginning, it never occurs to you in the beginning that they are.
No, it doesn't.
It takes a while. You see the pattern always the same. That is when you have a wake-up call that, so this is what this is.
That light bulb goes off like, yep.
Yes. And then it's like, okay, how now? You start to think of how you're going to deal with it. For me, I had to start recording. I started recording. And then guess what? I called my friend and I said, I was complaining to my friend all the time what was going on. And I just felt maybe because I was just complaining too much. I didn't say she didn't believe me. I just felt, you know what? Let me just I called her and I said, hey, just mute your phone and just listen to this conversation. She said, okay. So she muted. I put the phone in my pocket and she heard the conversation. And I finished. I said to her, did you hear the conversation? She said, yes. Do you believe? It's like, no, I'm not saying I don't believe you, but now this really shows that, yeah.
She probably said, run.
So that's the thing. You're not on your own. Find somebody you can confide in.
Yes.
Find somebody you can talk to. I'm glad that my post lady could talk to me about it, and I had to have the courage to. Sometimes I would just say to her, it will get better, it will get better. Then at the point, I know it's not going to get better.
Well,
I know it was never going to get better. So I had to now, say, hey, I know you've been complaining about this guy for now a year now. I think it's about time you do something.
Well, a narcissist is usually jealous of you, intimidated by you, and wants to bring you down so they can look better because they're actually jealous or intimidated by how you are. Most of the time, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Mary said, I got hooked for 40 years. I was in love. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that can happen.
That can happen. You get hooked. You're in there because you feel that you love this person. Let me tell you, I was there.
That is very real.
I love this person. But I just, you know what? It's like everything that you do is never done right. Every time you're trying to help, it's like it's never good enough. Never good enough. And the funniest thing, they're two-faced.
Oh, sure. Everybody else loves them. Everybody else loves them. But at home, it's like they're two totally different people.
They go out there and everybody, I told one person, said, oh, your husband, very nice. And I turned to her and I said, do you live with us?
Yeah, I say, you don't live with us, so you don't know.
You don't live. You see the 9 to 5 at the job, okay, because he's your manager. You're seeing the 9 to 5. I see this guy every day. I know where it hurts me, okay? I know where it hurts me because I see it. So please don't give me that crap like, oh, your husband. You want it?
You don't know somebody till you live with them.
Yes. You got to live with them. They're all nice to everybody. Talk nice and behave nice. But then guess what? When that computer or that laptop shut down, or when their phone shut down, or when they leave the outside and they come in the home, it's a totally different attitude, totally different behavior, totally different behavior. So that's
and how can they wake up so angry and mad all the time? I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? They're so angry and mad, and it's like, how do you wake up? I mean, being angry.
Yeah. Well, because maybe they feel they're not getting the attention
definitely. That's definitely it.
Even though you give them the attention, but they feel that they need that attention 24/7.
Yeah, it's never enough. Never enough.
How dare you take a minute for your own self?
Yeah, it's all about me.
Yeah. Yeah, that you're not doing something. Like, stop what you're doing and do this for me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't stop what I'm doing right now to do your stuff. When I finish doing my stuff, then I will come and help you. Now they're pissed off. They're
And
pissed off, one, because you didn't stop to go and help them. And two, they're pissed off now because they're now going to be like waiting for you to help. And then when you're ready to go help them, guess what? They no longer need your help. But meanwhile, they still don't know how to do the shit they're asking you to help
well,
them.
I have seen this happen. A couple will get married. One of them is a narcissistic. Then they'll bring a child into the picture. The mama has to tend to the child. The husband gets upset because he's not getting the attention anymore because she's having to tend to the child. You know, so I've seen that. And narcissistic men do that to women. After they have a child, oh no, they don't want them.
Yeah. Hi, Buddha Jake. Hi, Porcelain Princess. Welcome, welcome. Mwah. So we all need to stop being complacent and speak out so it can stop. Yeah, gotta speak out. You know what? And that's what I'm saying. I know some people that being in a physical abusive relationship, and then they go from one into another. It's like from the frying pan into the fire. And then they're dead because they're stuck now. And it's like they can't get away. You can. Don't think you cannot. You know what? If you want to continue to be friends with that person, then you know what? Be friends from a distance.
Yes. And you just, once you say you're not going to take it, now they're going to be even more angry. Yes. And they're going to press and press, but you just got to keep strong. And like she said, love them from a distance. You got to maybe leave.
Love them from a distance. And if you're living with one, pack your shit and run, because your life is going to be miserable. You know, I mean, you got stuff to deal with outside. Then you're going to come home and deal with that shit in the house. No, pack it. Time to leave.
It will physically get to you. It will physically cause you problems.
Hi, random treasures. Yeah, pack your shit and leave. You know, these people say, "Oh, I can't get away because I'm in love, or I'm in a."
Or they're going to change, or you know, no,
they're not. Narcissists never change. You know, they never change. They can
unless God Himself comes down and does something.
Yes,
they got to choose it.
They never want to recognize that this is who they are and bring it to God. You know, at the end of the day, we are not perfect. We're not perfect. But every day when you go, you ask God to just like, please, this, you have to acknowledge you have that.
You gotta have a little humility, and they don't have that.
They don't, because if I and as well, if you are a Christian, bring it to God, pray about it, say, please remove, because it's a spirit. That's one thing people don't know. That behavior is a spirit. It's a spirit, just like any kind of spirit. It's a spirit that dwells in you that makes you feel you are entitled. That you are entitled. And if you don't go before God, asking God to cleanse you from this spirit, you're always going to be that way.
And dominating somebody is not loving them.
Somebody else, yeah. And you say, oh, this person, I like this person. This person is my wife. This person is my boyfriend. This person is my girlfriend. This person is my friend. This person is my fiance, whatever. But guess what? You dominate them. You tell them to do stuff, your own shit. Do it yourself. They can't be there doing it for you.
That's not love. That's not love.
That's not love. If you tell somebody to do something for you, if they don't have the time to do it, do it yourself. Learn how to do it yourself.
Who was doing it before they got with you?
Thank you. You know, do it yourself. Learn how to do it. And if they teach you how to do it, learn it. Learn it. Don't be telling them that, oh, I told you to do it and you didn't do it. It's your shit. Do it yourself.
You can ask me, do I want to do it? But don't say I told you.
Yeah, like, please. I had one that was telling me, like, I was like, excuse me, if you come nicely and say, Ella, could you please,
would you do such and such and such and such? I may consider it if I have time.
don't
But
come to
don't
me
come to me and say, I told you. No.
Yeah, no. Narcissists degrade people to make themselves look better, but they look, and they look so little. You know what? The one I hate is when they do it in public. I've told you guys before, I've had 2 people do it to me in public. 2 people. The first one did it to me in public. Guess what? I waited till 3 a.m. in the morning to wake them up and let them know that you're not ever not going to talk to me like that in public. The second person that did that to me in public, I let them know in public. You're not
Yes,
gonna
that's the best. Yes.
So if you're trying to like degrade me in public, I'm gonna knock you down a little bit down so the people can know that you don't rule this woman. You don't tell this woman what to do. You don't speak to this woman that way in disrespect. So I let them know in public as well, in front of the people that they were trying to bring me down. I brought them down to size. And I let them have it. Even after we left and we were outside, I let them
And
have
I'm sure they did not enjoy that at all.
No, I let them have it. Don't you ever talk to me like that. You know, don't you ever, because I don't see the reason if I tell you something and you feel that your ego is up here telling me I'm talking to men here. Who the hell do you think you are?
Okay, so you're talking to men. Okay.
So what? So what? So what if you're talking? So what? You know, so what? You don't disrespect me like that. So I told them, don't you ever disrespect me like that. But I let them know in public too, because you know what? You're not going to try to prove that you're somebody in public and I'm going to quietly go away. I learned that one because that happened to me and I will quietly go away.
If you wouldn't want somebody to do it to you, don't do it to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't change my last 28 years, still together and never apart. As far as you're not a narcissist and they're not one, then that's good. And that is good. Yeah. That is good. I know someone who has been married to a person with the same narcissist trait for 61 years.
Oh, my. Oh, my goodness.
Sometimes I wonder, okay, I know Mary said something, and I wonder though. I know, like Mary said, she said for love, but she was married 40 years or been with this person for 40 years. So at the end of the day, what happened?
Yeah, but that person's not loving you in return. You're loving them. And to be honest, your love is not strong enough to carry both of you out. It has to be mutual. That is a strong woman, or either she just gave up. I don't know what happened.
I mean, and she probably just gave up and just say, you know what? I'm just going to answer whatever. I'm just going to keep the peace.
Yeah.
You know what? Because some people don't
believe. Or she might have had children and didn't want the children to have to live in a separate, Yeah,
but at the end of the day, 61 years. How old were the kids? She probably got married when she was, 18 or 20, 21 back then.
But when Ella, have you ever thought about this? When you're at a certain age, like take my parents, for instance, they're 78 and 80 something. What do they have to argue about? I mean, when you get that age, what do you have to argue about? Nothing. So I can't imagine at 61 what a narcissist would do. I mean, at that point, what do you have but to control? You know what I'm saying?
Basically, that person already given up.
Yeah.
They already have given up. And they were like, you know what? Just to keep the peace. Because that's the only way you will stay that long. It's like, you know what? I'll do whatever he wants, or she said, I will do it. And just to keep the peace. That's the only reason you're going to stay. Because, not staying in that type of, no. My ex-husband cheated on me for many years. I realized that now I gave him the power when I left. Yeah, that's the thing. You realize it. Like me, I just felt I was helping my ex. Every time I would get a phone call. Your bill is due. If you don't pay it, we're gonna disconnect. And I'm like, this was even before I got married. And I said, Ella, you never, and I just thought, oh, it wasn't,
That should
well,
have been a red flag right there.
I should be, that was never, but it wasn't a red flag. I would say, do you, because then I had them, all my cards back then were from England. I had my Visa, my credit card, they were all, so they say, yeah, we'll take it as far as it says Visa on it. I say, yeah, Visa, I'll run it, there every time. And then I would say, when he comes home, I would say, hey, Bright House call, and I just want to let you know I paid the bill. Oh, okay, thank you. And then the gas people will call. Or I'll be sitting down here, I'm watching TV, and then you get cut off.
Oh,
And then,
no.
Yeah. And then I will call him. It will say, oh, let me check. Or I will call. I will say, what happened? And they will say, well, he owes this amount. He only paid this amount, and we told him to pay by this day. If not, we're going to disconnect. I will say, how much? I was paying so much debt that don't belong
He
to
was
me.
letting you do it.
And girl, when one day I checked my bank statement in England, my bank statement, I couldn't believe the money, because I sold my property and I had so much money. Then back then, the pound to the dollar, it was 2-1.
Yes.
And I was checking my account. My account was like, what? I just sold and I put the money in there.
I would have took him to small claims court. I need my money back.
Let me tell you, he's still paying me up to today. We've been married. February will make it 18 years. He's still I told him, I said, you got to pay me every penny. Every single penny you're going to pay me back.
I don't blame you.
So I get money from him twice a month. Pay me back. Pay me back. I said, you got to pay me back. That's my money. Okay, I didn't use the money to do nothing for myself but to start my business. But everything, I'm paying mortgage, I'm paying this, paying that bill, because he owes so much.
Right.
That's it. It was just basically felt like, oh. And I got to a point I said, no more. You're not using me anymore. You're not using me anymore. So I had to stand my ground. You got to stand your ground. I told him he has no power over me anymore. He told me that I was going to miss his, please. Girl.
Those come a dime a dozen.
Thank you very much. And you can say, I can do bad all by myself.
Yeah.
I can do bad all by myself. Yeah. Hi, Gloria. I was online in a sales last night and left because I was bothered by the way the mod was saying things to certain people and saying it was a joke, but it was not right. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that gets me when somebody says something, they know they get a reaction, and then they say, oh, I was just joking. No, I don't go for that.
No. And you know what? To be in somebody's auction and they just, talking, you can tell they're a narcissist from the way they talk, and they belittle people and talk down at people and talk down to not only just the people they say they're their friends, but all the other people. And it's like, I can't be in this. It's not healthy to stay in that channel. So you know what? I just do my pinky wave and say, bye. That's what I do. I do my pinky wave and just let them know I'm leaving the chat, because I don't want to be in that type. I don't want to be, and I don't go back.
No.
I don't go back. I don't go back. The Buddha chick said narcissists are very insecure.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yes.
And when you tell them that they're a narcissist, they will tell you that they're not.
Oh, they'll never admit it. Never.
The only reason why I married him was because of his feminine ways. Never again did he have power over me. He was also a narcissist. Yes, And I'm telling you, the sad thing with these people is that they go on and they like that in the next relationship or the next person that they're friends with. They carry on that behavior, which I say it's a spirit.
And people allow it. They allow it to happen.
But then guess what, though? Why? Another thing is that if the person is your friend, why put up with it? The person, you and this person not sleeping together, you and this person are just friends. Why are you there letting this person talk freaking down at you all the time? Pack your shit and move out.
Right.
Leave. Or if you guys are staying together and you're dating and you realize this, pack your shit or leave. Or if it's your house, tell the girl to leave or tell the boy to leave. If it's your house, whoever owns the house, tell them, sorry, it's not working. Time to pack up and leave.
And don't let them become the victim after that.
Yeah.
Like you finally get a hold of it, the situation. Don't let them become the victim. Like, oh, this and that. No, they got to go.
Yes, like Porcelain Princess said, you don't know until you live with them 24/7. Oh my goodness, they're all like all nice to you. And let me tell you, like I said, this woman was like, "Oh, your husband." I said, yeah, I see it.
I would have said, do you want him?
Yeah, because she was chasing him through. She was the one. I'll be down. I'll be up in the, I'll be up upstairs bedroom sleeping, and then I hear all these talk, and then I'm like, I wake up. I come downstairs. They're on the phone talking. I look at the time. I say, "Who are you talking to?" Oh, I'm talking to Giselle. At 3 a.m. in the morning.
I would have told her, honey, you can have him.
Giselle at 3 a.m. in the morning. Oh yeah, she couldn't sleep and I couldn't sleep, so we're just here talking.
Oh okay. No, that wouldn't go over well with me.
I just say, okay, tell her time to say good night because you guys are making so much noise. I need to sleep because you just woke me up. Yeah. Narcissist people are good at snoozing others outside the home. Yes. Others are, I don't know, outside the home.
Yeah, they're good at making people think they're so nicey, and then they're not.
Yes. And that's one of the things, you know what? I was so good at that because they will try to hold your hand, or put their arms around you.
Oh no, I'm not playing that game.
Like, no, don't touch me. I used to say that to my husband because we'll sit down when we have visitor come over. I have this couch, 3-seater couch, and we have another one exactly like this. I sit on my own and he sits on his own. And when we get visitors, he will come and sit next to me and he want to put his arm around me. I'm like, don't put your, I do this. And then, I say, no, don't try to prove that everything is nice because we go nice. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Trying to think it's nice because we have visitors. I don't play that. Don't hold my hand. Don't try to do nicey.
That's manipulation is what that is.
Yeah, because they want to act like you're in a good friendship or relationship with this person. Yeah, they act the good, great guy in public. Yeah, that's what they do. That's so nice. Oh, so helpful. Like they're, oh yeah, we can help you. I'll help you. And act so nice. But guess what? Behind closed door, they are the devil in disguise. They're the devil. The devil. That's what they are. The devil. They want to blame you for their own downfall. For everything that they do, they want to blame you. I told my mail lady, make sure you take notes. Don't just leave this job because that means you're going to let this guy push you out of a job. You got to take notes. You got to record and then take this thing higher up. Take this thing higher up. At least they will move you to another UPS
department.
Another department, another place. You don't have to work in the same place with this guy, or they remove him because she thought, the couple of months that he wasn't there, she just thought they sacked him or something like that.
Right.
Stuff he did, and then a few months later he was back there. Oh my goodness.
No.
She just went from here down here. Hi, also. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I don't know why you say happy Halloween, but I appreciate you.
It'll be here before you know it.
Thank you for the super chat. 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 Super chat. Super chat.
Thank you also. I appreciate you. Mwah. All right, let's read some of these comments. They talk about the self a lot and not really interested in what others have to say.
They say I this, I that. They use I a lot.
And blame everybody else. Like they're not in the wrong at all.
They've been victimized so much.
Yeah, blame everybody else. That's what they do. Hi, Lisbeth. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Preach it. Held out for 30 years, and everyone at his job thought he was the life of the party. Girl, you're preaching my story. I'm telling you.
We're the choir.
Yeah, that's it. You know, held out for 35 years. Wow. And you know what? When certain things happen, and then you know that, wow, maybe this is meant to happen so that it's your way of escape. For us to lose our home, it was my escape. Because I thought, Ella, you should have left one this year ago. You should have left that year ago. Why were you
That
still
was the straw that broke the camel's back.
That was it. You know, I should have left. You know, and I kept saying it will be good, it will be good, it will be good. And that is why I stayed. And then come the 10th year, not only did my name get transferred into a debt that I never owed, a debt he had before we were dating, before we got married, but because the 1 year I filed with him, that was it.
They had all your information. Yeah.
They had my information. So when he filed for bankruptcy, guess what? They transferred that debt to my name.
Oh.
Okay. That broke me. It broke me. I've been building my business since 2007. I had to pack it up. And then guess what? And I saw the signs happening again. I thought, not today, Satan, not today. I thought, okay, you know what? People will ask me, Ella, why did you hold up this time around? When you know something happened to you, why this time around did you hold up for my 8 months into this relationship? I said to myself, I didn't think I held out because the door was always there. I said, get out. Until it just got too much. This time, when I almost passed out because of my blood pressure, I said, no, you're not going to kill me this time because of this. Your abusiveness, your narcissist, get out.
And that person not seeing what they're doing is even worse when they cannot even recognize that they're doing.
Every time I was trying to explain, this is it. And still, they were in denial. I said, enough is enough. Enough is enough.
But what happened after they left? You got better.
Oh my goodness. My blood pressure was fine. My blood pressure started to go down. And my blood pressure was like 143 over 115 all the time.
Oh, that's high.
All the time my blood pressure was high. As soon as they left, my blood pressure started watching my blood pressure started coming down. You know, started coming down. But that's the thing. It's like, it's your own health. You got to think about it. And that's why I say today, nobody's going to come and talk shit about you. Going to talk
you
shit
matter.
About,
you matter.
I'm like, I got receipts. I got recording. And you could hear this thing. I mean, when I had to put my friend on speaker to listen, it was like, they gotta go. They gotta go. You know, they gotta go. It was time. They gotta go. So I had to get the courage now to say yes. I know it's hard in the beginning, but you know what? There was no way I was gonna let it go 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, like I did in marriage. I didn't let it go. You know, I started seeing the signs, and I'm like, I started telling them, this is who you are. This is who you are.
Oh, and they didn't like that, I'm sure.
No, they didn't like it. They didn't want to believe it. So it was like, okay, time to leave. Time to go. You know, time to go. Thank you again. Thank you also. I appreciate you. This is for you, my friend.
Thank you for the super chat. 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 Super, super, super chat. Super, super, super chat.
Mwah. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Look at what Kara said. It took over 10 years to gather the courage, and it took my mother-in-law telling me I need to get the boys out of there. 10
years. Because they were going to grow up and be just like that because they see that behavior. They think it's right.
Yeah. 10 years. He chased all his friends away. They got mad. And that's the thing.
They
don't
try to isolate you.
Yeah. They chase all his friends away, then get mad when my friends asked him to quit calling and told me, yeah, that's the thing. They chase all their friends away. They want to blame their friends for their own behavior. They chase all their own friends away, and guess what? Nobody want to be their friend. It's only the people that don't really know how they really are that call these people friends,
Right.
And you know what? It's nice because you can call somebody your friend from a distance on YouTube. You can call them your friend. In real life, you can call them your friend at a distance. But when you call somebody your friend and you start to know them, you start to meet them up, you're friends, and you start
may
to
be their friend,
you're gonna
but
be
they're
the
not your
next
friend.
victim. Yes, you're gonna be the next victim. And then you're gonna say, oh, so this is true what I've been hearing about.
And you're
So
gonna be
this is
caught in
what
the
it's
trap.
like.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're gonna be, you'll be like, oh, this person is nice. Try living with them. You haven't lived with them. Those of us that live with narcissists, we know, and when we call them out, we're calling them out because we have lived with them. You haven't lived. So don't be an ass. Like somebody saying to me, well, this person is nice. I don't know. I'm like, they could be nice to you. I say, but you're not married to them. They could be really nice to you, but are you married to them? No. Then shut up.
Right.
Shut up. Any good relationship is give and take. Both people have wants and needs and must be respected. The biggest problem is people don't talk and they don't speak up when they are being taken advantage of. And that is so true.
True.
Really true. People don't speak up. They just keep quiet. They don't say anything. And like I said, most of the time, the people that have been in abusive relationship, physically, mentally, being in that relationship, and then they find themselves in that situation again, and they don't speak up. They don't speak up. You got to be strong, and you got to have that will to speak up. There's people out there that can listen to you. There's people out there that can help you. I had to be strong myself in order for me to take on the next person that is a narcissist.
And don't worry about the backlash from what other people are going to say.
Don't worry about what people like today. I don't care what let me tell you, they go around and go talk about me. People have come and said, oh, I heard they were in another chat. I've got screenshots of them talking about me in another chat. But that's fine. But when I come, I don't, for me,
it'll all come out in the wash.
Yeah. For me, I am healthy and I'm fine. They can go do that to somebody else. I don't really care. I don't really care. I just stay. I'm good. I go to bed now. I can sleep. I don't, before when I used to go to bed, it'd be like, I can hardly even close my eyes. Sometimes I lay down there pretending that I'm sleeping. And but now I can go to my bed and I can sleep well. I don't have to think about nothing else. I go to bed. So that's it. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The perfect gift for peeps doing wrong. Bottle.
The cheap kind.
Yeah, all good relationship 100% give. It's not take. We give our best always and expect nothing. This is the way relationship works because both parties give 100%, and that is so true. You give 100%, not one person giving and the other person just taking.
That will not work.
It would not work because that's all they do is take, and they're draining the life out of you. Draining the life out of you, but all they want is take. All they want is for you to do something for them. But it's like, what are you doing for me? What are you actually doing for me? Take. That's all you're doing is take. Oh, do this for me. Do that for me. That's all. Ugh. Yeah, they want to be brainwash. Yes, brainwash.
That is eventually that's what happens.
Yeah. Narcissist brain just don't think the same as normal people. Yeah, a normal person. Yes, they don't. They don't at all. And that's the thing. It's just like you gotta, you know, girl. Let me go there.
You go to school on it. If you get caught up in the trap, you just might as well say, I went to school. I went to school and learned all about
Another
it.
piece of the puzzle, I was disgusted by it, and he was angry because I would not play along.
Oh,
You know,
I
always
know.
want
They
me to
want you
play
to play
along.
along with their games. I can't do that.
You don't even have to have a fight,
Mm-mm.
Mary. You don't even. I've experienced that. I don't need to have a fight with this person. You know, they just emotionally, the way they will talk to you, you be thinking, I did something wrong. You know, and something has to snap in your brain to say, but Ella, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You know, so that's the thing. If in your brain you be thinking that's what they do, they'll talk to you as if you did something so wrong, but you didn't. Anyway, I was happy with those relationship are few and far between. Yeah, I was in the store one day. There was this older couple. The man told his wife, "Go get blah 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 and hurry up," in a demanding voice. Let me. Yes, I'm telling you. When my husband spoke bad, like it spoke to me in front of the somebody. You know, the way he talked to me in front of this guy in the store, I was like, that was my first time. I was like, I didn't say anything. I just kept quiet. I wait till we got home. I went to my office. I stayed in my office all the remainder of that day. And then when we were I got ready to go to bed. I went and I locked the master bedroom door. So he went to the what do you call it? He went to the guest
Guess
bedroom.
wrong.
I waited. I didn't sleep because I was still furious. 3 o'clock in the morning, I got up. I think it was about the same time, 3 o'clock. I got up in the morning and I strolled to that guest bedroom. I yanked that pillow from underneath him. I said, "You're not sleeping today. You're not
Get
gonna."
up.
I said, "Get up. You're not gonna." You got up. Like, what did I do? What did I do? I said, "You're not ever gonna talk to me. Don't you ever talk to me like that. Don't you ever talk to me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I said, "No, it's not matter of being sorry. You disrespected me. I'm supposed to be your wife. You disrespected me in front of this person. You know,
Right.
you're not doing that." Anybody that never has an argument with their spouse is not communicating, not a healthy relationship. Yeah, gotta.
Amen on that.
Amen on that. Did not give up, just a wrong woman, and she comes back at him and let him knows she is better than that. Yeah. And the wife was one with work.
With the walker.
Back in the day when vows included obey, women will live by that. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Obey.
that's true. That's true.
And when I said my vows, I said, go write your vows. I'm writing my own vows. I have both vows in our scrapbook. I still have that scrapbook. The notes that we read to each other is in that scrapbook. I said, we're not doing this I obey you, you obey me stuff. I'm not repeating that shit to you. I am not repeating it. Yeah. Did not repeat it. We're not saying I obey. We're not doing that obey stuff. You know, we're not doing that obey stuff. And that's because that vow was twisted. Obey in the Bible is actually translated to be in agreement. Yeah, agreement. You gotta agree. So if we're trying to agree on something and then we don't agree, if one person don't agree, then what's the point? I gotta agree, you gotta agree. If we're not agreeing, then it's not working. I won't put up with that kind of person. No. Constant. Good to see you, Constance. All right. Let me see. almost at the end. I totally agree with not letting them become the victim. My friend who knew the truth was
Oh,
disgusted.
I bet it was hard for that friend to sit back and watch that.
Yeah, you know. And like I said, in my own case, all I could do is like when I get frustrated, in order for me not to, I had to just leave the house. That's how I did. I just opened the door and I left the house. And I will call my friend and I said, yeah, this is what happened. You know what? I just needed somebody to talk to because I felt that if I didn't talk to somebody, I will lose it. I will just completely lose it. And one day I just lost it. I lost it.
Well, that needed to have happened.
Yeah, I just lost it. And I said, you know what, Ella, before you do something so bad that you're going to have to go to jail for,
Yeah.
it's about time. Yeah, they got to go. They got to go because you're not going to jail for nobody, you know. So, yes. Best one was her parents said, I wish you were our son instead of her being your daughter. Wow. Walked into a hash. Yes. We're talking about um mental and emotional.
Narcissistic behavior.
Yes, narcissistic behavior where they emotionally and
Mentally.
mentally abuse you. It doesn't have to be physical because people always think of physical abuse. No, people can just mentally just abuse you, shout
Right.
at you, talk down at you, whether they're your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, and they just talk down. Narcissistic person does that. They always want to talk down at you and then 1 minute turn it around like you're the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Josie, I'm telling you, there are a lot of narcissists,
Oh my goodness.
a lot of them. A lot of them.
And would not admit it for $1,000,000.
Yes. Will not admit it. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. A lot of them. Slippery so yes. Yes, they are good actors. Thank you. They are very good actors, but they also can't see themselves. And when called out, they shift the blame to somebody else. That's what they do.
Never taking responsibility for it.
Take
Never.
responsibility. Always want to blame somebody. And then they come back, they want to blame. If they don't blame the person, they're gonna blame all the other stuff that oh, you know what? I'm so sorry I acted that way because it was my landlord. I'm so sorry I acted that way. It's my health. I'm so sorry I acted that way. It's my daughter. I'm so sorry I acted that way. It was my boyfriend. I'm sorry I acted that way. That man down at the job. No, stop blaming everybody else, but you yourself. You yourself.
Because you can only control you. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I'm saying?
If the post service has a union, she needs to appeal to them. That's what I was trying to tell her. That's why I was telling her that she should write down the notes. She should take notes because this guy is a narcissist. Right? That this guy just mentally and emotionally abusing this woman. And it's a freaking young man that this woman is older than because he just happened
Oh man.
to be manager, you know. And it's like, I told her, you got to write notes. You got to take it down, write it. And if you have to go to the union, if you have a union, or then go above his head, you got to do something, you know. Like Beth on Yellowstone said, get
Get an ashtray. Thank you, Ella. I love my ashtray.
I like when she told her husband, he's like, pour the drink. He said, you know what? When you're mad, just take that drink in that glass and just throw it in the fire.
Yeah, she knew what she was about to do. I love Beth. I do.
She was like, yeah, what I didn't do that. And then he threw it, and then she made him another drink. Oh my goodness, I love her. I love her.
Me too. I love Beth.
Yeah, I never watched it from the beginning, but I think the last few
Seasons.
no, the last episode, I think the last season, the last few episodes that I watched, yeah, I was like, yeah, she's my
Oh, you
kind.
will have to go back and catch up one day.
Well, but I think from the last few, I kind of like got the story, the gist of it, and I was like, yeah, I would beat him into a pulp as pole as well. Hi, Boatman. Happy New Year. Good to see you, Boatman. Welcome, welcome. Where's my New Year's? Yes, good to see you, Boatman. Oh my gosh. I love some of Ella. Thank you. I love you guys too. That's why my youngest son doesn't want kids. Let me tell you. That's another reason I don't have kids today. Is the sexual abuse, of being abused when you're younger. And I thought, even when I was married and I know my husband was not abusing nobody, I had, it never leave, because as a child that's been abused,
You wouldn't want that to happen
I
to.
don't want that to happen. So, and then we're like, okay, all right, let's see if we can adopt. I wanted to adopt. But meanwhile, it's still in the back of my mind. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to go to jail for nobody. I don't
Right.
want to.
Right.
I don't want to. I was abused as a child. I was abused as a child. So, I mean, I would be in the bus, and if I see an older man or with a young child, but whatever, a boy or a girl, it could be something innocent. But my mind is
Let
like,
your mind go somewhere. Yeah.
my mind goes somewhere so quickly. Nah, yeah, it goes so quickly. Some people have some narcissist traits, but not totally a narcissist. Yeah, some
Oh,
people
yeah.
are. So
That's true.
before they might have the trait, before they become full blown, they got to deal with it. Like I said in the beginning, it is a spirit, and they have to realize that they are doing it. That's the one thing the narcissists don't want to accept, is that they are mentally and emotionally abused.
Oh, yeah. They're mentally messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, and they could be messed up themselves. Somebody probably was like that to them, and they messed up themselves. But it doesn't mean because you're messed up, then you have to mess up somebody else's life. You don't mean because you're messed up, then you have to make that other person's life miserable. That you have to degrade them, talk to them nasty in public.
Anybody that does that to anybody that has to degrade them to make themselves look better, no, get away
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah. And another thing with a narcissist, what they do, they try to make themselves look like they're the ones in
Grandiose.
control. Like they
Grandiose.
have they like that they have some power.
Yeah. Grandiose. Yeah.
They have power. I can do this. I have done this. But you know what? Let me tell you, you can boast, but you don't know the power the other person has. I don't care what you think the power that you
You
have.
don't know what's in somebody's heart.
I'm telling you, you don't even know what the other person. Maybe the person, whoever power you think you got power, you don't know whether that person knows somebody that got power that is bigger than your power.
Right.
Then what you gonna do?
That's
Because
true.
that's what they go around. The narcissists go around and boast about stuff they've done, stuff they haven't done, and stuff they thought they have done. That's what
Right.
they boast too much. Oh, I've done this. I did this in my days.
It's always I.
Let me tell you, the one that always boasts that they've done this, they do. Let me tell you, a real gangster don't boast.
Oh, no.
A real gangster do not boast. I know that because let me tell you, back in my days, I roll with some real gangster. They don't boast.
Oh, I could tell some stories.
They don't go announce themselves.
Nope.
They don't announce themselves. Okay? When they're coming, you will not see them coming. Okay? They don't announce themselves. Guess what? The narcissists, they're the one that always want to big up themselves when nobody's bigging them up.
Mm-hmm.
Always want to tell people how tough they are, and they're freaking not tough.
Mm-mm. If you
You
have
think
to tell it, then you're
if you have to
not.
tell it, that means you're not. If you have to go around announcing that you're tough, you're tough, you're tough, you're tough. This is what I did in back in the days, or what I used to do, or whatever. That's what you used to do back in the day. And
Or
that's the
did you?
people, yeah, that you think. Don't forget, because you think that is just one portion of your world. You don't know the other people's portion, what they've been through, and the people that they know. Okay? You call your people, let me tell you, the other people gonna call their people too.
Agreed. I know. James is from Louisiana. Let me tell you. I
Let
know
me
that to be
tell you.
true.
You know how many people call me, say, Ella, I got people. I said, don't worry. I know people too. But I don't go about boasting about the people I know, because you know what? That's a life you don't want to be bringing into
No,
your
no,
life.
no, no. You don't want to bring that in there. That's one reason I didn't want to live in Louisiana when James and I got married. I was
Yeah,
like, no.
you don't want to bring about that life. You don't want to talk about that life. You know, you don't want to talk about that life.
I didn't even want my children to know about that life.
Oh, you don't want to talk. So guess what? Everybody's lived rough. Everybody know people. You're not the only one that know people. Other people know people.
Right.
Other people know people. But when you all the time have to talk about it, you know, people look at you like, yeah,
I
you're
always said if you have to tell people you're the boss, you're not the
you're
boss.
not the boss. Yeah, you're not the boss. Imagine what he's like at home if he spoke to her that in public. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you imagine? This is the one that will go home and just say, well, you know what? I just live with it. I live with it because she's lived with it for so long. And let me tell you, in 10 years, I said to myself, when I lost my home, I was like, where am I going to go? I was afraid, like, where am I going to go? I didn't know where to go. And I didn't want to live on the street. But you know what? God made it by putting somebody in my life and say, yeah, this is where you're going to go.
He made a way and he'll make a way for whoever's in the same situation.
You will always make a way. But if you keep staying there because you feel, oh, I don't have a way, then you're going to keep staying there. Keep staying there. The more you stay there, the more they're going to be emotionally abusive.
The harder it's going to be.
The harder it's going to be. And then before you know it, you're there for so long. Thank you, little Debbie. Buffalo Picker is going to be live at 7:30. Thank God. Missed his show. 1 month after the divorce, I found he took the return check from the mortgage, and him and his girlfriend forged my name, not today say, and I had his ass arrested.
Yes. Good job.
Good job. Yes. Good. Let me tell you, my account got cleaned. You know, I still owe money in England. I mean, if I go back to that bank and say I want to open my name, they're gonna call it up and like, yeah, you still owe. But guess what? Thank God for, like, you know, after so many years, stuff get right off, you know, got written off. That's what happened with this debt. I was tied to this debt. And after they gave me 2 years, the IRS said 2 years, and then we're going to write it off. And then they increased it to 4 years. And then after 4 years, they finally wrote it off 5 years ago. That's what they finally, March will make it 5 years. They wrote it off finally. And I was like, cleared. You know, I was cleared from it. Yeah.
Nice.
You won't believe what people put you through. How, Purple? Welcome in. All right, let me see. Anybody else? Hi, Bold Lion. Happy New Year. Mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Bold Lion. How you doing? Welcome. Happy New Year. I appreciate you coming in. So I'm doing amazing. It's a new year. So and I'm glad you said that it's a new year. Let me tell you guys, it's a new year. Okay, it's a freaking new year. Say to yourself, what do you want to do this new year? Do you want to be positive this new year? How do you want somebody to treat you this new year? How do you want to treat others this new year? You know, start
work
off
on you.
Yeah,
Work on you.
thank you. Start the new year by working on yourself and stop being a jerk.
Mentally, emotionally, physically, just do something for you.
Yeah, and stop blaming others for your own shit. You know, stop blaming others for your own shit.
Take responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Debs Wood Bunny. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Happy New Year. We work together for all these years in different departments, though. Thought we both, but we're both retired. Nice. I mean, she said she's taking a break, being busy cleaning. All right.
Man, we have covered a lot.
Yes, we have. All right, I'm just going through. Every time I see a white
Trip
ah,
that discussion van, I have to go and check. Yeah.
I know.
That's weird, but I think about stuff like that.
Yeah, I try not, I try to get my mind right. I try to say, Ella, not everybody is like that. Not everybody. So, not everybody. Anyway, anything else you want to say? Because this was interesting.
I think we have covered it. It has been a good one, and I'm so glad that everybody has put in things in the chat. And just pray for us as the storms come through, because it's going to be bad storms tonight, and it's going to turn cold. It's supposed to be 24 before in the morning hits. So the high tomorrow's in the 40s and then the low 20s again. I know it's coming to you, Ella. So everybody just remember, all of us. And remember this, we're here as a sounding board for you to say what you need to say. So just remember that.
Also, please, for the love of God, it is hard, but pray about it and ask God to show you what to do. Ask God to give you a way out of whatever situation that you are in. Okay. And don't forget, Tracy Cake is live. So we're going to go.
Yeah, go visit her.
So anyway, guys, we love you. Thank you for coming in here. Like I said, we don't go and
in 2 weeks. It'll be on my channel.
Yeah, we talk about it. It ends here and we move on. Okay. And that's it. We try to make this place a safe place. And if anybody decides to take whatever is here and twist it or go talk about it somewhere else, don't forget, we don't delete our videos. We don't delete our live. Our live is here. If somebody go talk something shit, come back and watch the replay. Okay? We don't call nobody out.
You interpret it the way you want to interpret it. Don't listen to anybody else.
Yes. We don't delete videos here. This is it. It stays up so you can come and watch it for yourself and see what we both said. Okay? So anyway, thank you guys. We appreciate you and we love you. Until next time.
Love you.
We're gonna be on It's Me Angie's
I think it's the 19th.
I think it's the 19th. Yeah.
There'll be a thumbnail.
Yeah, there'll be a thumbnail. So look out for the thumbnail. The next show is gonna be on It's Me Angie's channel. Until then, we love you. Bye,
love
guys.
you. Bye.